We're gonna run you around this facility, so many different machines, technology from Matsuura to Nakamura to Herco to Tornos to Fanuc. Whew, it's a big bunch of words right there, running out of breath. And we have a limited amount of time, so would you please follow me? We're gonna jump right over to the Matsuura over here with my buddy Terry. And Terry is waiting like always, ready to go. One of the, we would say more or less, even though entry level is probably the wrong word, it is a machine that's invested in early on at a lot of machine shops to introduce automation into their facility, this machine here, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. This machine here has been really a cornerstone for Elliott and obviously Matsuura. Introduced around 2016. Obviously you can have it optioned out with a PC10. This is the version you see behind me. This allows that, really that cornerstone of that high mix, low volume palletization that Matsuura is really known for.
Yeah, very well said. We're gonna walk over here and look at this cobot as well. Now, as we're doing that, Terry, one of my favorite things about what we just discussed is the fact that if I have a hot job, I can throw that into my machine and get it done, even if I'm in the middle of a batch run where I'm utilizing all my pallets for a job, right? So now we've got over here, this is a 3-axis machine. I hope I didn't set off the laser here and shut this thing down. But cobots are becoming increasingly, well, probably over the last 5 years or so, but increasingly more seen everywhere we go, because we're all kind of battling that labor shortage and doing everything we can with what we currently have. The same here at Elliott Matsuura, right?
Absolutely. So in this case here, we're just showing here a basics VMC Matsuura, but at the same time, we've added more unmanned runtime. Just putting the cobalt in front of the machine. Elliott, we've kind of streamlined various packages to automate the various products that we offer here. In this case, it's a Matsuura.
And being able to do something like that on a 3-axis machine, so very important. Loading and unloading. Let's continue to walk, Terry. As we slide through, you guys are super busy today. I love seeing how many people are here.
It's a typical day at Elliott. Really.
Did you hear that, guys? A typical day at Elliott. Do we want to talk about this machine here, or should we jump right over to this Matsuura?
We're going to jump right over here. This is the, I guess, the latest version of the MX520. So this actually really started everything off for the MX series. Back in 2010, Matsuura came out with the MX series. This was a new concept for Matsuura. It obviously blew up like we had no idea, which is fantastic, by the way. So this here is the latest upgraded version of the MX520 that we're witnessing. So this one here has a new Plus controller on it that allows us, if we just walk over here, we have the IPS running. So this is right on the controller itself. So this is a real-time collision guard on the machine. This is actually standard on the MX520, the 850, and our MAM series. So this is what we're showing off here today. Here at Elliott, we look at our market and see what customers are asking for. So we've come up with a standard package that 9 times out of 10 customers are asking for. So we're just bringing the machines in with these options.
Let's keep on walking, my friend. Now, we're getting ready to bump into one of your larger machines as we're passing through some really great partners that you have over here as well with the accessory products.
And honestly, all these partners that we have them here. We work very, very extensively with. We have to, you know what I mean? Like, obviously we have amazing piece of equipment, but really to maximize every facet of the equipment, we have to work with our parties, various parties, because it'd be silly not to, you know what I mean? Like, they're all bringing something to the table, and for us not to. So we have very good relationships with all our third parties that are sitting here today. The customers' demands and requirements are different. So we have to know all these various vendors to bring that to the table, to offer a solid solution, a final solution, really.
Well, they're going to appreciate you giving them a shout out on this video right now. We also have a very specific customer video for everyone watching right now to learn more about this MAM that we're going to go over. So look into MTDCNC for that. But let's briefly go over this MAM before I segue over to our friend Rob on the other side and some more Matsuura. But this MAM is one of those machines that just kind of is jaw dropping or makes me drool a little bit thinking about it.
And that's the thing. So, you know, obviously when you walk in, you'll see the MX series, which is more of our introductory 5-axis. But obviously still has the exact same quality that everybody is known for the Matsuura. But now we're stepping up. So now the MAM series is a little quicker. You know, we're going from a 40 meter to 60 meter. The ACA deck is a little higher. So this is where, you know, when a customer really wants to really get the least amount on a cycle time reduction is to move over to the MAM series. That's something that's easily done, especially if they're going from an MX to the MAM. You'll see the reduction right away.
Well, Terry, I don't know what's more impressive, you or the machine, but both of you are doing great.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem.
So we're gonna head over here. Stay tuned for that customer testimonial. Follow me, guys. Terry, thank you so much, my friend. We have a little bit more Matsuura, but we're also gonna talk Nakamura. We have some Herco stuff today. We have some Fanuc. We have some Tornos as well, but we also have Rob waiting for us to talk specifically on this Matsuura machine. Rob, how are we doing today, my friend?
Excellent, Tony. How are you?
Very, very well. You look like you were born for TV, so thank you for saying yes to this.
Absolutely.
So let's jump into this machine. Now, we've already run through a whole line of machines with Terry. What sets this one apart, and why are we currently, at this moment, focused on this machine today?
Well, basically, this is the MAM series. It's the 722V. So that's 700 millimeters by 500 millimeters work envelope with a workload capacity of 500 kilograms. So larger parts. Also, specifically, this is a very accurate machine. Comes with scales on all axes, full 5-axis capability, and it tailors to many industries: automotive, aerospace, defense, medical.
So precision and reliability are so very important as well. This is what Matsuura is about. This is what my buddy Rob is about. This is what Elliott Matsuura is about. So please come over here. We have a couple of friends here in the world of Nakamura. Now, when I think about Nakamura, I instantly think of flexibility and multitasking. The fact that I've had the opportunity to go over to Japan and see the facility, to know that my friend Shogo's son is actually doubling his production and doubling the amount of space in his facility, to know that they're making these machines at their facility with their machines. It's called Mother Machines Making Mother Machines, and they're making all of their own parts in a fully automated cell. Check out that video on MTDCNC as well. This is what happens when you're able to multitask and be flexible and take multiple machines and put it into one. But again, I don't like to steal people's thunder. I love to talk to the experts, and Kevin's standing right over here with one of the representatives from Nakamura as well. So we're gonna talk with Kevin with one of the machines here, and probably we're gonna slide down, slide, slippity slide as we go, right? And we're gonna talk more about Nakamura today. So Kevin, thank you for joining us. I know how much you love the camera.
Love the camera.
There it is, loves the camera. So let's talk Nakamura specifically here in Canada, because we talk about it all over the world. It's a famous machine. You guys sell a ton of them here, and they really, truly help the customers out, don't they?
They do. One of the things that we pride ourselves here on at Elliott is the fact that we have such an expansive turnkey team to be able to help our customers. So when they purchase a piece of equipment like this, they don't have to worry about it. They have the backbone, they have the support.
The backbone, the support. You're so right too, Kevin. So how many of you out there right now are very familiar with 1-axis, 2-axis, 3-axis, probably not 1-axis, that's a long time ago, but 3-axis, 4-axis, and then you start putting in multitasking on so many levels and you go, I don't know if I can do that. But partners like Elliott Matsuura give us the confidence. You have the turnkey to put it on the floor and get it running right away. Nakamura, Shogo, great company, family owned, continues to grow. You guys sell a ton, as I've already mentioned to the audience, a ton here in Canada. And we have success stories all over. Now, an audience right now, as we think about some of the machining centers and what they're capable of doing, have a favorite brand. But let's learn about why Nakamura maybe should be their favorite brand.
Ease of use, setup time reduction, and all the software that's built into the machine just to make it that much easier to use and get productive from going from one job to the next.
Well, Kevin, me, myself, I'm not a complicated person, so ease of use matters so much to me. Now, I want to ask you a question, and for the audience watching right now as well, what in the world is superimposing? Now, that sounds like something that would be intimidating, right? But it's not intimidating. It's actually some sort of mirrored type of operation, but I'll let you elaborate, because superimposing is something that Nakamura is doing that really helps the customers.
Superimposed turning is with the upper turret. The right spindle can follow the upper turret. So what that does is allow you to put two tools in the cut on a simpler machine.
Very well said. Hope you guys have understood that. Kevin, you have been amazing today. Thank you for your time. Now we're sliding over to the Herco machine. Everyone knows Herco for their conversational software, but did you know they recently made a purchase in the world of automation? So let's talk with Scott to find out more about what's going on. Scott,
Hi.
how are you today?
Good. How are you, Tony?
Living a dream, my friend. Now, the world knows Herco. You guys have been around a long time. The machines are everywhere you look around, but recently you guys have made an investment into the automation world. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, one of our biggest market demographics is the high mix, low volume, the job shop. We incorporated a universal robot with the software and a cart fixturing onto a Herco machine to make it easier for the job shop, the high mix, low volume, to afford automation. You know, you hear automation, you think lots of money. I don't run production. We don't have to run production. High mix, low volume, I could have a different job in every one of these parts. One of the innovations that Herco has provided is the robot controller is right on our Herco control now. I can indicate where the part is, what job to run, place it in the machine manually to teach the robot, hit the button, I'm off and running. So in this particular one, it's a single tray system. You are connected to the machine and you just load and unload parts, raw stock, for example, or finished parts manually, okay? Once that is empty, then you can load the raw stock into the particular pots. We do offer drawer systems that once the first tray is finished, depleted, the robot can pull out a drawer, reach for the next batch of parts. We offer up to a 10-drawer system, actually.
10-drawer system. Scott, I have to say that I heard once that close only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades, so I'm really happy to have you with me along the way.
All right, well, thank you very much.
In this moment, we're going to talk a little bit about Tornos with my buddy John. Now, John's a very famous man, far more so than myself. Everyone knows his name. He's been in the industry a long time. So, John, can we talk a little bit about what separates Tornos from some of the other products out there?
Sure. Tornos has been around since the late 1800s when Swiss-type technology was invented back in Switzerland in the town of Moutier. Tornos, Beckler, and Petermann were three different facilities that manufactured Swiss machines. Tornos is here today. We're still a powerhouse of machining technology for Swiss-type machining. Our machines actually have more horsepower and torque. This machine actually was sold by Elliott Matsuura. It's going to the French province of Quebec. We're pretty proud of the technology. We have multi-spindles, single spindles. Our main spindle has 13 horsepower. We have a counter spindle, not a sub spindle, mark my words, that's also 13 horsepower. So the main spindle and the counter spindle both are 13 horsepower. So you can take as heavy a cut on the front as you can on the back. I mean, why would you buy a machine that has a factored down sub spindle where you can only machine at 2.8 horsepower? That's sort of ridiculous.
And this is what decades of wisdom will get you, is my buddy John. Thank you so much, my friend. You are a pleasure. All right, guys, let's head on over here. Some of these faces might be familiar to some of you as we jump over here with Fanuc and we jump over here with RoboDrill. I don't know why I haven't seen Kevin in the U.S. as we're here in Canada today. I think we're starting to follow each other around, aren't we?
I think so. I think it's more me following you around, but yes, yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Well, for those who are watching right now, I think we'd have a struggle following each other. We both have pretty crazy schedules, but we're here now, we're here today, so let's talk about RoboDrill. The thing that I always, let's say, iterate when I think about RoboDrill is, if it can fit in a RoboDrill, cut it on a RoboDrill, right? When we're thinking about speed, when we think about the ability to cut steels thanks to the big plus spindle that's in there, which some people think, oh, 30 taper, I can't do that, but that's why you're here, to help educate the audience on the overall capability and capacity of what a RoboDrill can do, right?
Sure. The big couple of things we talk about with the RoboDrill is the speed, the reliability, the ease of use, and the easy ability to automate. So the RoboDrill has a super fast turret tool changer, 0.7 seconds on that servo-driven tool changer. That relates to a 1.3 second chip-to-chip time, which is fantastic. The RoboDrill is reliable. It's been around for a long time. It's a hardened product. The recommended maintenance on the turret changer is 5 million tool changes. I know we've talked about that a couple of times. And the average downtime for a RoboDrill is 1.5 days per 10 years. It's incredible. We'll talk about the ease of use. The control is a Fanuc control. It's an IHMI control that they've developed that's new icon-driven mentality. The real benefit there is it's a Fanuc product connected to a Fanuc control, connected to a Fanuc robot, Fanuc rotary table. It's all plug and play. And the last item is that the Fanuc RoboDrills are meant to be scaled for automation. You can really scale these things up to use FANUC robots to get some machine tending, in and out feed conveyors, carousel style workpiece carriers. We have an elevator style system for high production. We really round out everything that you need for automation with the RoboDrill.
I couldn't have said it better. Actually, I can't say it better, which is why we have people like Kevin. So Joe, we get to talk with you today about EDM and where it could benefit the audience watching.
Well, guys, if you look at the industry and you look at something that made on the machining center, and everything that the guys in the industry that they cannot make on the machining center or on the turning center ends up on an EDM machine. Because very often on an EDM machine, it will take, we can do things, very intricate things that you cannot do in the machining centers, sharp corners, intricate corners, and things like that that are inaccessible on a machining center or on a turning center.
You know, another rumor I heard was it's kind of a set it and forget it kind of machine where it'll just run day and night, and also it's really beneficial in hard materials that can sometimes get complicated on tooling. Would you see it there also?
Absolutely, really good question. If you look at an EDM machine, especially a FANUC wire EDM, they have a huge reputation about being a self-contained automation. Why is that? Because if you look at it on the table of the machine, you can set up 4 or 5 different setups for the weekend and start the machine on Friday afternoon, and when you come back on Monday, you have $15,000, $20,000 printed on the table because no one is standing in front of the machine. And so it's a self-contained automation because the machine handles that on its own.
Very well said, my friend. I do appreciate your time. For the audience watching, thank you for taking a spin with me around Elliott Matsuura. Now we're gonna head over to some bending and talk technology there. All right, well, we've made it over to LVD Easy Form with my buddy Tim here. Now, Tim, let's talk a little bit about, well, I've seen these all over the place, actually. To be fair, I've seen them all over. I've seen them with automation. I've seen the accuracy that they come with, and well, a lot stronger than my muscles, for sure, the way they've been. But Tim is the expert. Let's go into where this can currently support a line of customers out there. I know at Elliott Matsuura today, walking around with these hundreds, if not thousands of customers, you've given this spiel once or twice. So let's do it for a global audience watching.
Sure, thank you, Tony. So here at LVD, the machine that we have available for us is an 8-foot, 80-ton machine. It's equipped with our EFL laser, so the Easy Form laser. So it's attached, it's an option on our PPEB brake presses. So one of the nice things about the EFL is it's actually bend correction live. So it's live action bend correction. So it's no longer a matter of hit the part, check the bend, do a correction after the fact. It's all happening live. Also, the other nice thing about the EFL is it can actually verify your tooling location to make sure that your operator has actually set up the proper tooling in the proper location. And then once it's been set up and this bend correction has actually been saved from your first part, it's now in your system offline, so you no longer have to worry about operators remembering those setups, say a month later or a week later. And then also, if you want to take it one step further, you have the CAD-MAN software option for any offline programming needs you might have.
Well, Tim, you don't make any mistakes though, do you?
I try not to the best I can, but you know, there's always a case of the Mondays.
And the Mondays, the Fridays, the Tuesdays, the Wednesdays, and the Thursdays for me, Tim. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you for watching. Let's head over to metrology now. Well, we've made it into metrology, and to be fair, metrology is sometimes overlooked in the video world because we don't make it as exciting as we could, but it is discussionably the most important aspect of machining, because if you can't measure a part, you can't cut a part. And I got Jeff with me today. For those of you who are Fantastic Four fans, Mr. Reed, the smart one here at Elliott Matsuura, just like in Fantastic Four, and we're gonna make this part sexy. So metrology, let's talk about what is now here, what we're surrounded by, and why it can benefit the audience for those of us who don't actually realize it's kind of important to be able to measure, isn't it?
It certainly is, Tony. I mean, we've got a lot of exciting new technologies here for from 3D scanning to automation of your machine tools, new non-contact sensors for the CMMs, microscopy, which is a new product line for us in the last year.
Can you 3D scan me as well? Not right now, but off camera when we're done. Can we 3D scan me?
Only if we can get you to stand still for a second.
Well, that's not gonna happen. So with that being said, let's head this way, because we're not standing still, obviously. And look, we have cobots again, we have automatic. Is there a cell phone in there?
Yeah, so that's a cell phone. So this type of non-contact technology is capable of measuring the thickness of the glass at one time. So both surfaces, top and bottom, and we can do thickness measurements, flatness measurements. The cell phone's just for demonstration because it's a great piece of technology to show on the table, but Very, very highly capable non-contact measurement there.
Well, you're definitely making this part sexy for sure, and it's important for the audience as well. Now, we're here at Elliott Matsuura today, and it's important to convey the message that as we look around this room, you have a little bit of everything, which really allows you to kind of be that one-stop shop for everyone here in Canada and help them get what they need at the end of all of their machining processes.
Absolutely. We see everything here at Elliott, from medical, dental, automotive, new energy vehicles, batteries. So we've got all the measuring technologies to be able to support our machining and EDM and fabrication customers with a single solution. So you can come into Elliott with a component that you need made. We can make it for you, we can measure it, we can give you that feedback to make it better, or give you a solution to make it faster or less expensive or with less scrap. So we've got it all here.
I like that, and I'm now forever calling you Mr. Fantastic, because maybe you're not physically stretching, but you're stretching my mental and the mental of the audience as well. Thank you all for watching. We do appreciate metrology. If you can't measure it, you can't cut it.